Hello and welcome to this week's edition of the Sosbans and Sidesteps Podcast. Joining me, Big M, as always, the one and only Mr. HG Rugby, Huw Griffin. Good evening, my friend. How are you?
Yeah, as always, Mark, as if I've got nothing better to do on Monday nights.
No, there really is nothing better to do on Monday night. I mean, I personally could be sleeping. So many kids, so much stuff.
We had a drama in our house just before now because couldn't find the cat. He was definitely inside. We've only got a 2 up, 2 down, but couldn't find him. Turns out he was in the wardrobe sleeping by the shoes. He's never slept there before.
That you know of.
That we know of. But the thing is, because I was looking for him and I did look in there and I didn't see him. So I've looked in there, not seen him, and then I've closed the doors and gone off trying to find him somewhere else. And it's only because I was in a blind panic, not able to find my only cat in my 2 up, 2 down, that I've opened the wardrobe again and had another look. And he's in there looking up at me going, "Why have you locked me in the wardrobe?"
Well, to be fair, it is a black cat. I mean, I know it's black and white, but it's mostly black. So it's kind of easy to get lost in a wardrobe.
When he's curled up in a ball, you ain't finding him.
Fair enough. Thistle, we haven't seen you in a while. If you're willing to come back, I mean, I know we're waiting on Pringle, but I think we've more chances to get Thistle at this point, to be honest.
Pringle was at Alton Towers this week.
I know, Alton Towers, can you believe it? Instead of being at the Scarlets game. Admittedly, it was in South Africa. Oh, I am putting off this last weekend of drama, as we've come to know in Welsh rugby over the last, 150 odd years of it. There's always something. Always something. So I'll let you take the reins. We had Well, actually, we had some annoyances first, I'll be honest, because all I heard Thursday evening and early Friday morning was WRU were keeping 4 teams. That's all I heard of everyone. It was very, not joyous, but more of a jubilant mood around. And then, lunchtime started to creep in, and then a few more people started, but they're still getting down to 3. Like, what? And then obviously all the news bloody reporters started putting it through as well. Oh God, I really don't know. It's Welsh rugby. What do you expect? How were you feeling?
Yeah, same as everybody. We saw the rumors all come out on Thursday that it was 4. I'd actually heard of someone else a bit before that they were sticking with 4. So when the bomb actually dropped and it was going to 3, maybe at some point in the future to be determined, it was a big shock because that seems like that wasn't going to be the case. All the signs that we're seeing was that it was going to be a complete backtrack from the WRU, but apparently it was unanimous from the board that they're going to 3. I don't know if I believe that. I don't know if I believe anything. I certainly don't believe it at the WRU at any point when they start talking about money. Whatever narrative that they're going with, the money situation sorts that. I wrote something that might or might not come out depending on how the website that I submitted it to feels about like a timeline of what? What are you laughing at?
I can. Well, obviously it's got to be all things rugby because you have such a lovely relationship with them. I can just
Yeah,
you can
but
imagine. Here's the timeline. Okay, they said we had plenty of money and players for 4. Then they decided, no, we don't. We only got enough for 2. Then they decided, oh wait, we got enough for 3, but we got enough for 4 for a couple of years first. It's just amazing.
it's unbelievable, and the you can go back to further than that. You go back to like the Six Nations, where Abby Tierney, they get rid of Gatland, and Abby Tierney sat there going, "We've got a pot of money that can go and get any coach in the world," and then 5 months later, they're sending a Wales team to Japan that's got a coaching ticket cobbled together from club coaches borrowed from hither and thither. You could like whether it's to do with the women's game, remember Richard Collier-Keywood like a year ago saying that we've got a 30 million deficit, and then like 4 days later he was saying, "Oh no, it's actually a 25 million deficit. We've already found £5 million somewhere down the back of the sofa or something." And
That
then,
was, wasn't it?
Yeah. And then like the whole thing with the NatWest loan, where originally they said PRA 25 was taken off because it was the NatWest loan, and then Collier Keywood, it was just a complete car crash of a bloke. Like every time he opens his mouth, you genuinely don't know what he's going to say, and I wonder if anybody in the WRU knows what he's going to say, or even he knows what he's going to say, because every video that you see of him, you get to the end of it and you go, I'm just going to rewind that, watch it again, and see if he definitely said what I think he said. Wow, he did say that. Wow, God, what possessed him? And so it continues. Like I read something today that apparently, like he gave his presentation. It was 90 minutes long, the WRU press conference, and he gave his presentation. And apparently, like a journalist asked a question, and like people in the WRU who were on the stage next to him tutted at the question. And it's like, wh wh what? Did you really think this was going to go down well? I, who are these people? Where do they come from? The egos on these people. And yeah, I'm just putting off trying to think about the actual thing, which is that it appears that we are in a shootout between two. You know, if the case is that they want an East, a West, and a Cardiff, well, I suspect the team that's in Cardiff is going to be the Cardiff one. I suspect the one team that is east of Cardiff is going to be the East one, which leaves two, and we are one of the two. Now, the Scarlets have put out a statement on it, which was lengthy and highly detailed, which, you know, gave me a warm feeling that they were kind of prepared and they've sort of not lawyered up, but you know what I mean? That they've got, you know, they've got their dossier ready to go. Ours was by far the longest statement out of any of them. Um, so you know, I've just got to bury my head in the sand and live in hope that everything is going to be fine eventually. You know, Mark, this whole thing that we're supposed to be doing is supposed to be a fun hobby, and when I first got into like podcasting and YouTube and stuff, like all I wanted to do was talk about the Scarlets and talk about Welsh rugby and talk about Wales. I'd have been happy doing just that. And over the past year, I've done everything that I can in my power to avoid doing that. And I've actually agreed to go on a couple of podcasts in the next week or so to talk about it. It's going to be crap because the podcast I'm going on,
yeah, obviously.
well, yeah, but the podcasts that I'm going on are like non-Welsh hosts. They're from like other nations, and they're going to be asked, so what's the whole deal with Welsh rugby then? And I'm going to be like, right, it all started in 1807, right? And it's like, where do you even begin to break any of this down to someone who's new to it? How do you even start to explain this
I
whole
think
mess that we
you
find
got to go
ourselves in?
back to William Webb Ellis. To be honest, I think that's where it begins, isn't it? Because that's when the trouble started.
Yeah. It's so layered. Like you could pick any one line of any like article or anything about it and spend an hour talking about it because it's that there's that much baggage with everything. And like I said, all I wanted to do when I started doing this was talk about Wales, talk about the Scarlets. I still want to talk about the Scarlets, hence, you know, welcome to the Sosbans and Sidesteps podcast. But talk
Hey,
about
that's my line.
Wales. Oh, sorry. Talk about Wales is something that I now actively avoid. And this is the team that I support. And when I like started doing this, my dream was to appear on Scrum 5 in one way. That was my like if I've done that, then I've made it. Now I haven't had an invite to Scrum 5. We got close once. But I've had two invites to go on the BBC to talk about the Scarlets recently, and I turned both of them down. And I've rejected opportunities to go on other podcasts. I've made videos about Welsh rugby and deleted them because I just didn't want to partake in the conversation. And the point of me saying this is not, oh, woe is me, poor Huw. That's not what I'm trying to get across. What I'm trying to say is this is someone who was obsessed enough with Welsh rugby that wanted to do nothing other than make content about it, now is actively trying to avoid it. And I dare say that there are plenty of people in Welsh rugby now, fans, who loved it 5 years ago, couldn't get enough of it, And now is like, I would rather stick pins in my eyes. I would rather put cocktail sticks under my fingernails. Like, I would rather poo in my hands and give a standing ovation. It's, this isn't fun anymore. When was the last time it was fun? When we beat Leinster in the URC, I think.
Oof, let's be honest. The last time it was fun, the last time you weren't conscious of anything. That's how it goes in Welsh rugby. And obviously, everyone knows your love for Welsh rugby. We can see the flag in the background, all the jerseys you wear. Obviously, they're all, Welsh rugby memorabilia. Nothing untoward. It's not like you're wearing a black jersey from, the north of England or nothing. I had so many opportunities to take a swipe, and I couldn't. I had to take one at the end. I'm sorry, but no, it's a pile of shit. It is what it is, and that's the worst thing you can say because we're used to it at this point. It's not the first time something like this has happened. It's not even the second time something like this has happened, which makes it even worse again. Like, for me, the only positive I can see is that it's going to go down, I don't know, go down to 3. Another 5 years. Oh, we're going down to the 2. Dragons are gone. Oh, hang on. It's just Scarlets and Cardiff. It's basically Llanelli and Cardiff again. Okay, let's get all the clubs back. And I'll be happy then. I'll be happy with that. It's like rerouting it all. Scrap everything from the year 2000 onwards. Bloody, I think it's how a lot of people are feeling. I know it's how a lot of people feel, in the South Wales valleys. I know it's a lot of people up in North Wales feel. They feel underrepresented, but why aren't they represented? I know there's caveats, etc. But the point is shit excuses after shit excuses. I mean, they can't even back their own decisions. I mean, Reading is 2. It's going to be 2. Forget about beating the All Blacks. Forget about having any ties to, a club or anything. Forget about all that. To just U-turn on a few things that you like die hard. You're new to a job. This is the first thing you're doing. You're staking your reputation on it. I don't understand how he's even thinking right now. He's probably shaking his boots, thinking this is gonna blow. It's already half blown up in his face for the fact that they've agreed to 3.
I think it's completely blown up in his face because his whole thing was 2, going down to 2, Cardiff and Swansea, and that completely went down like a lead balloon. Everybody told him to shove it. And for me, his position's already untenable.
Yeah, that's no doubt. I mean, there is obviously a much wider picture we have to think about. And for me, I've been pro URC for a long time. I still am in certain ways. I would much rather see us test ourselves against the best regularly, your Leinsters, your Munsters, obviously the South Africans. I like seeing that contest. But rugby as a product, especially in Wales, is failing so badly that, we've got to go back to what, one thing, what makes money. And unfortunately, for some, not for others, because so many people are crying out for it. A lot of people have been crying out for an English league, and let's be honest, sponsors would probably prefer that. Fans definitely would.
You say that, but Leicester Tigers, the best, biggest, most successful, most attended club in England, are just announced a £4.5 million loss, which is double what any of the regions are losing.
Yes, that is, and that's obviously due to the, what their budgets are going by, where they're getting their money from, etc., etc. But the point is, rugby across the board is failing, and something needs to be done. This dropping down to 3 is not it. It's paper. It's actually a sellotape. You're sellotaping over a water tank and hoping it doesn't burst out at some point. It's a mess. There's no other way to say it. It's a mess. And one thing I haven't heard in all this is that the East is going to stay as it is. Cardiff is going to stay as it is. But where it comes to this West license, it's just merging. Or one going away and merging all the other clubs into, like, absorbing then, I should say. When was Bridgend ever in West Wales? Like, I know you got your arguments for Neath, Port Talbot, and obviously further west from there, you're splitting it down or whatever. But it's it's just laughable. And you just look at player development. I mean, traditionally, your strongest teams have always been, Llanelli, Neath. There's better players, and I don't mean this as a slight on the ones in the East. I'm unfortunately from the East. I will have to say that, if you didn't already know. There's just better players. They bred. I don't know what the difference is, because quite frankly, I grew up. You had a ball in your hands by the time you were 3 months old. It's not as if you start playing younger or you do anything. It's just there's always better rugby players down west. I don't know why. It seems to be the way it is. And you look at Cardiff, banking them. Like, for me, a capital city is the one place that doesn't need a team, because it will survive. The capital city will survive without a team, and they've got the national squad there. So when you're talking, they're only having 11 home games. Well, Wales have what, 6, 7. I'm pretty sure they'd end up squeezing a few more in if they could. Cardiff, in terms of teams, yes, they got a few trophies, back from the olden days, and the second tier Europe. I think it was still Challenge Cup when they won there. They've always been nearly men as such. Like, they've been second a couple times. You never really resonated, like not for me at least. I never resonated Cardiff as big club, always a big club, always will be a big club, but never resonated them as winners. And I don't mean this as someone who's like followed, clearly, obviously I was brought up with Pontypridd, so that probably doesn't help as well. But you go through any period of Welsh rugby, and it's always the West dominated. You've got your caveat years with Pontypool and Pontypridd, where they had a nice period of dominance, but it's always been the West. And to try and put that into one, I mean, it's like saying merge the Scarlets and Osprey squads right now. I mean, Christ, you got a squad capable of winning the Champions Cup. That's the conversations you're getting into. So
I don't know if I agree with that.
Oh God, really? Think of the players. Think of the player pool.
Winning the Champions Cup. I'm not sure I agree with that.
So you don't think there's, like, for me, you don't think there's 6 quality back 3 players between the two regions? You don't think there's 4 or 5 centres? You don't think there's 2, 3 outside halves, scrum halves? For what you need to get through a long season, yeah, hell yeah, there's enough.
To win it, though, like beat to lose.
Yeah. Christ, if we can play at our best, that obviously, okay, we haven't seen it for a while, back us against anyone. It's 80 minutes of rugby. You can beat anyone.
All right. Okay. Let's try and rescue this conversation.
Let's move on. Let's move on. Okay.
Like what I will say is that obviously the thing is now, until they decide what teams is what, this massive case of limbo, and that basically makes recruitment and retention impossible. Like it or not, Cardiff are now in an extremely strong position, and if Cardiff can reach out to the players of any other region now and say, do you fancy it? And those players would be daft not to take it, because Cardiff at the moment represents job security, and certainly in the West, no one else does. So that already we'll start to see Cardiff pick off the best players from all the other teams, because they're able to offer employment security that particularly the Scarlets and the Ospreys won't be able to.
I can't say what I want to say there. It'd be very wrong of me. Okay, let's move on then. You had your nice lengthy rant. I had my nice little rant, even though it probably didn't make sense in large parts, but that's just me. I like not making sense. We eventually had a game on the weekend, did we not? And despite there being another loss, I wasn't completely dejected at the end of it. I really wasn't. I was disappointed we took nothing out of the game. which we really should have taken 2, if not 5 points, to be honest. But we actually turned up. We tried a few things. We actually played like Scarlets for a few moments. One thing that I know we've already picked up on this season is Sammy moving back to his running game. And I know you've already clipped up one piece of this, and to see the acceleration on the boy when he sees a gap. It's like you've seen a smile on a kid when he walks through the bloody living room door on Christmas. It's just brilliant. I love seeing it. I think for the moment of the game, it does have to go to our wonderful, wonderful Mr. Tane Plumtree. Because how do you get under the skin of Sia Khaleesi? That has got to be the hardest thing. If it was the other way around, I could imagine Sia just whispering in his ear, "I'm your father's favorite." I could 100% see that happening. But for it to be the other way around, absolutely brilliant.
Yeah, I don't know how he's managed to upset the world's most likable and charming man in Sia Khaleesi and have a bit of argy-bargy. And the ref, do you see the ref was in between them? And they were pushing and shoving, and the ref's like, stop it, stop. And they're like, I'm going to kill this guy. But apparently it was all fine after the final whistle, apparently. So
yeah, they had a photo together, didn't they? That was nice of them. Probably old man going, boys, makeup.
Yeah. Listen, you're my son and you're Tane, right? And
yes. Like, you're the one that's going to keep me in a job. Speak to your mother later.
Yeah.
Brilliant moment. And,
but the thing is, that actually kind of fired us up a bit. Because if you watch like the sequence after, Tane's playing scrum half for the next few rucks. He's like, I'm doing this now. And we actually started playing a lot better after that moment. But it sparked us in a way.
Yeah, that's what you need sometimes. You need someone to, obviously, you want someone to grab the game by the scruff of the neck. Sometimes that you can't do that. Sometimes you got to grab another player by the scruff of the neck, and you got to pick the one that's going to stand out the most. And by damn, did he! That was just, if you haven't watched the game, and I haven't watched any of the highlight packages, so I don't know if it's in any of them, but you've got to watch it just to see that moment. Absolutely brilliant in terms of the game. Oh, I absolutely love it. I mean, so if we go back to the actual game, overall, soft tries in defense, not great.
Really soft. The first one was very soft. I haven't clipped it up, but the first one that we conceded, it's not off of a set play. It's a couple of phases into play, and Sharks are attacking, and for some reason, the Scarlets decided to do a really aggressive out to in blitz like that, and the Sharks got 3 players. How do I show this now? Sharks got 3 players, and the Scarlets are spread out like that, and somehow the Scarlets managed to blitz in so aggressively that Sia Khaleesi, who's on the end of the Shark attack, goes from in the middle of the Scarlets' defensive line to right on the edge with barely moving. And the defender on the edge for us is Sam Costello. He kind of dives low, misses him. I think Khaleesi beats him a little bit. Sam's tackle isn't great. And then Khaleesi's through, and then it's just like hands from there, and it's try time. So really, really, really poor defense from the Scarlets. They didn't make another mistake like that in the game, but you've only got to make a mistake like that once and you try down. In the first half, I think they were in our 22 3 times and scored 3 tries. And that's quite bad.
Quite is the word.
So yeah, the tries that we conceded was soft. But we did at least fire some shots in attack. Before we talk about firing shots in attack, can we just talk about the selection?
Okay. I'm a really good boy. I actually get the selection done. I get how many positional changes, how many bloody actual changes, and I get average ages. I'm a good boy like that. I record random shit for no absolute reason, if only for my own self-gratification. I love the Scarlets more than you, sort of thing. But I haven't actually recorded this 23, so I'm gonna have to look. I know I had quite a few issues with it the moment I saw it. Left me scratching my head at a few decisions, to be honest. So Please say you've got it on your screen because I'm really scrolling hard there.
Oh no, I don't.
Okay, I got it.
Okay.
Now, obviously, we had, what was it? Kemsley Matthias, Jake Ball, Sam Lowsey, and who else was it that came back?
Tommy Rog.
Tommy Rogers. So that was the news that came out like the Wednesday or Thursday,
And
something like
Dane
that.
Black has started. He was on the bench last week.
No, I'm just talking about the guys that they said were coming back in, return from injury.
Oh yeah.
At the time, I honestly said, I said to you guys, I think I would rather rest Kemsley and Jake. Just give them, that full break of fitness. And honestly, I am so glad we didn't rest Kemsley. I am so glad. That was the best performance of a Welsh Lucozade I have seen all season across all regions. Absolutely brilliant in the scrum. He made a good few carries as well. One real good barnstorming one early on, and the work rate he has in and around the ruck, just brilliant. So happy to have him back. Absolutely brilliant. Rest of selection, obviously Marnus. It's Marnus. Can't go wrong with Marnus. Archer Holtz, as was.
I think the starting front row went very well, I thought.
I'll be honest, the way Henry Thomas is at the minute, I don't know if he hasn't fully recovered from his injury, but he's not even a 3 out of 10 of where he was playing last season with an injury. So
I'll show a clip in a bit of a mall where he does really good work at a mall. And apparently, speaking to a couple of people at the Scarlets, he's a very shrewd operator in mall and line out time.
yeah,
But at scrum time, he's gone from the best tight head in Wales last season to, oh my God, this season. Like something's up. Something has to be up.
yeah, and that's where we are right now, unfortunately. And obviously, the only other option we've got at tight head is Harry O'Connor, who didn't exactly look great.
Gabe Hawley's playing down at the Drovers. Bring him back.
Yeah, he still doesn't have that experience yet. He give him another full season with the Drovers, and I'd start drip feeding him. I've got no problem if he comes in now if needed. Because it's what's necessary. But I prefer him because last year, even though he's 22, I want to say last year he's only played university rugby before last season. So last year was his first year of senior men's rugby, and there's nothing you learn more as a prop and actually scrummaging as a hooker than going up against old men that have been doing this for 10, 15 years. They will teach you lessons you need to learn. And if you don't have any of that, you'll come up against professionals who, one, they've learned all those lessons and they're probably 50% stronger. So it just makes it 10 times harder as a starting point. It's just ridiculous. The jump from semi-pro in our case to professional scrummaging, it's absolutely huge. You cannot make that jump, from scrummaging against people your own age. If you've only been doing it up to about 21, which Gabe was. Obviously, he's doing really well. Looked really good for Drovers. I still got to watch that game from Thursday night. I've worked my ass to try and watch that game. We'll come on to it later, but I still haven't managed to do it. But no, yeah, situation is Hawk. I'll be honest, I wouldn't mind seeing Hawk playing for the Drovers if it came to have Gabe be that that travelling reserve or whatever way round you've got to sort it. He needs game time to get back to fitness. Second rows, we had Harvey Cookson and Jake Ball. I'm quite liking Harvey, to be fair.
Yeah.
He's going really well.
Yeah.
If I could, I'd try and, well, he's already on loan somewhere. So I'd try and just keep him for the rest of the season, especially when they're not telling us about what's wrong with Jack Price. It seems very innocuous that they haven't mentioned at all what's wrong with him.
We've had the rumours all coming out in the last week that the Scarlets were in for a number of signings in areas that we were weak in. We were we're weak in the second row, so let's guess it's there, and they fell through because of the uncertainty. I'm just a little bit irked by the timing of those rumours, in that we get an injury crisis and things start going really badly, and then all these rumours about all these players we were supposed to sign come out, and we didn't manage it. Now, I'm not saying it's not true, but I'm just saying it's not the best, communication from the Scarlets.
Yeah, I know we were in for more second rows, actually more hybrids, as in more Max Douglases, which isn't a bad thing. But
we went with it in this game. Seemed to work okay.
yeah, I think we need more bruisers, as in we mean that traditional number 4. We need just men that are not going to take shit, basically, and good 6'7", 6'8". Okay, 6'6" will do if you're not there, but proper 120 kilo. Okay, it's not weight is an issue. Just pure size and bulk that you'll grab someone by the neck round the scruff and go, "You're not doing that again." If they've tried something really tricky, and they're gonna go, "Okay, sir," and walk off. That's the type of player we need, and we could probably do with 2 of them if I'm totally honest. Like Johnny Green, I know he's a young boy at Harlequins. He was one I thought we were probably going to look at. Obviously, I don't know if we did or anything came from it, but he's one of those youngsters that I wouldn't mind having around us. Okay, I've gone off topic by but yeah, we had Harvey Cuxton and Jake Ball. Worked well. I thought that looked alright.
Mm-hmm.
Weren't too bad. Here is where probably one of the most contentious decisions of anybody has come. Back row, Sam Lowsey, Dan Davis, and Tane Plumtree. Now, I've no problem playing Sam in the back row. Tane. But how can we play Dan Davis when Jared Taylor had the game he did last week?
That's the one for me. Is Jared Taylor played the house down against the Lions and then loses his spot. And, I don't think Dan Davis has put in a performance for a while that was at the level that Jared Taylor put in against the Lions. So for me, I would have liked to see Jared Taylor keep his starting spot. Unless Dwayne was just trying to load the bench and have impact on the bench, which kind of worked, kind of didn't. The timings of the substitutions in this game were very weird. Like changing both props that early didn't work at all. I'm not sure what.
Especially when the scrum was going well. We were holding our own ball comfortably, and we were making them work. Is the main thing you want to do.
Not bringing on Joe Hawkins for ages, not bringing on Archie for ages. And Nicholas on the bench, is probably there just purely as injury cover at this point.
It's head scratching. Like, I don't understand when Nicholas is there when Page started last week. Like Huw and Nicholas has been a tremendous servant to our club, and he, 99.9% of the time, not play his absolute heart out, and he probably does it 100% of the time.
Why do you need him there? What? Because if you've got Hawkins can cover 10 and centre, Blair could cover 10 in an absolute oh my god emergency. You've got any of the back 3 can play fullback, and anyone can shuffle out onto the wing in the event of an emergency. So
same as Johnny can cover 13 as well. We've seen that. So we do have full coverage with Archie and Joe.
So we should be playing a 6-2. If you've got Dane Blacker and Joe Hawkins on the bench, why do you need a third back on the bench?
If it's Max Page, I can understand. That third back has got to have a point of difference. Max has a point of difference. He's not the total product. Yes, he's not a full 13 yet. Whether or not he will be is obviously up for debate or whatever. But he's got X factor about him. He can take a ball. He can put the afterburners on. He can power through people, which is quite surprising considering he's like 5 foot nothing. You know what I mean? He's built for it. He's got all the raw talent in the world, which is what we need. But in simple terms, like you said, again, I love Huw and Nicholas for what he has done for this club and what he gives to our club himself. But there's no way, unless we're having a major injury crisis or it's in an international block, that he should be in the 23. And I'm really sorry to say, I feel quite the same about Dan Davis at the minute, to be honest, even though we are having a bit of an injury crisis in that back row. I'm sorry, I feel very similar about Dan. Actually, I've loved the two sides of Dan Davis. I've loved the Jacqueline side that we first saw when he burst onto the scene, and then I love that powerful carrying element he brings. He's never really brought both of them at the same time, which is disappointing. But we love every player that wears the Scarlet jersey. This isn't a personal slight. It's just where we are looking. and what we're thinking about the 23 at any point in time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's just something Dwayne doesn't seem to be able to get right, because
Ever.
it's either this or not using the subs at all.
I mean, it was the same. It was exactly the same last week. You know, the penalty try. We're back within 3 points. 11 minutes left on the clock. Obviously, the massive cock up from the restart that leads to their try. But then you start making subs from that point. You at that moment, Dane Blacker should have come on for that restart. You know, there's moment you feel moments in games, you can see them come in. And let's be honest, when you're after the 60th minute, every single one of those players on the bench should be fit and ready to go on at the drop of a hat. There's no excuse for them not to be warmed up and ready constantly through that entire time period. So there shouldn't be an issue of you passing a message and within 15 seconds and being on the sideline waiting to go on. Absolutely no reason. Yeah, I mean, Dane is probably the only one I was a little bit aggrieved of. I don't think Archie deserved to be dropped. We obviously targeted South Africa to give Gareth a break this season.
What do you think of Dane since he's come back? I think he's done all right.
I think he's going through the motions. He hasn't hit the heights that he did before, but again, he's just settling back in. It's been a couple of years. I know there's a lot of the same players, but there's also a lot of new players. So, you've got to find your place again. So, for me, it's very similar to Alec Hepburn last season. He's doing about enough, but I was hoping for more. Maybe we'll see him kick on after this next block. Who knows? Because I honestly thought we'd probably see Dane be pushing for that Welsh squad place again once he's back with us.
Maybe. On Sammy's obviously, like I said, going back to his running game. I feel like he's a little bit between two stools at the moment. I was about to say he's going a bit like Yohan Lloyd, but he's not. He's obviously his game management, his all-round game is still a lot stronger. But he's finding himself at the bottom of rucks a lot. But he's still trying to do things, because I'm absolutely sure that he has slimmed down and he's lost a bit of upper body. And he's still trying to be the tackling, rucking kind of defensive 10 that he was last season. And all it's leading to is him getting hurt more and him being knackered more. And I'm kind of like, if you're going to be the running 10, Sammy, which you clearly can be, he's got the luxuries. He can choose what kind of 10 he wants to be. He can just go, oh, I can do this. And there's no rush to try and be all things to all people. Obviously, his natural size means that if he wants to be the defensive 10, he needs to sacrifice things about his running game in order to make that happen. This is just me. This is my interpretation. I could be way off, but it's my interpretation anyway. So, but he's still trying to be like the tackling, smashing 10 that he was, with carrying a little bit less upper body. And I'm just like, Sammy, maybe just let someone else do it. I know that you're great, but maybe just let Johnny tackle him, because Johnny put in a great hit on Andre Esterhazen in the second half, stopped him in his tracks. So let the 12 take a few more tackles. Has Sam Costello not been bleeding yet this season?
That's interesting. I do get your point. He does look slimmer. He does look more slender. So, but in terms of his defense, it doesn't matter what size he is. He's a defensive beast. He can get himself into position.
He has become a little bit more of a speed bump than a barrier recently.
You just take the Khaleesi incident you mentioned earlier. You've just got to look at the positions you're in. If you're literally the last man and you got arguably the world's best blindside already on your outside shoulder.
It's actually an open side. South Africa did the numbers the other way.
Don't like you. Okay. I can't say world's best open side because I don't think he is the world's best open side. That's the problem.
Well,
The world's best
you've
back
hoisted
row
by your own
captain.
petard here, Mark. You've made a mistake.
The
Okay,
world's best back row captain. I can. Actually,
okay,
do
all
I
right,
know?
yeah.
I believe in.
He's
I
class,
don't
right?
know. He is class. He is awesome. I don't think he was winning that battle regardless. We've seen Sammy's tackle technique, and to be honest, as great as it is, there's a little bit of Lee Halfpenny about it, where he sticks his head in the wrong place quite a few times, which
Yeah,
but that's been an
yeah.
issue
When
for
you get coached by Lee
years.
Halfpenny, you're like, positional play and goal kicking, please, Lee. Not tackling, which is harsh because Lee Halfpenny is the best defensive fullback of all time.
Yeah, he is, but how many times?
But he also was concussed half his life as well.
I mean, no, we know of. But, but no, I love Sammy. I think we'll come on to this in a bit. I can't believe he's not going to be playing this November for the better part of November, I should say.
I have thoughts.
I mean, I'm happy about it, but
shall we talk about shall we talk about some of the chances that if we get on to kind of the positives, like the
we scored tries, yay!
We scored tries, yes. One of them was really good. The Tom Rogers try, that was really good. Tom, shall we just do it? It's not really, there's not really a natural point to talk about this yet. Tommy Rog, class, clear, has to start for Wales. No scrum cap this week. Was too hot, obviously.
Yeah, that was weird. It really was weird. He looks like he's got a weird shaped head, to be honest. It looks like it's a little bit too slender up top.
I think he's been saving money on barbers. That's why he started wearing a scrum cap. And it's caught him unawares.
He thought he was going to lose the bet with Blair. That's what it was.
Oh, right. Okay, yeah. So, yeah, Tommy Rog, great try. Anyway, so, yeah, well done. Got a selection that was correct. Yes, playing Tommy Rog when he's fit. Okay, let's talk about...
Did he last the full 80 this time?
I think he did, yeah.
That's always a question with Tommy.
Yeah.
Oh, my God, what have you done?
What? I'm back.
Oh, thank God.
I fixed it.
Oh, I thought I was going to have to go through that bloody spreadsheet then.
No.
Oh, yeah. Audio listeners, it's time to switch to YouTube.
Okay, right. So this is the signs that the Scarlets attack is getting better. By better, I mean back to where it was in real terms 5 games ago. But like, all rightness. First one, Dane Blacker's intercept being called back for a
bullshit, absolute bullshit.
Being called back for an offside, just a wrong call, just wrong. So I don't know if Dane Blacker is definitely getting there because he has got one man to beat, and to be fair, the defender has got the angle on him.
I'm backing Dane.
Yeah, we'll back you. But absolutely, there is no offside there. It's a wrong call, and let's just say it's cost us the game.
I'll be honest. All Dane has to do is step off his right, step off his left, and he'll stop that man in his tracks, and he's going. That's it's basic.
So that's the one. So Sam Costello. I am once again here to tell you that Sam Costello tops all of the Scarlets' attacking stats, have ball in hand stats in this game. So
can you pause this just as he sees the gap? Because the acceleration on him is brilliant.
I'll try. So Tane's playing scrum half. So this is just after the Khaleesi incident. So Sam's in the pocket here, behind the pod. Look, a rugby team with shape because Sam Costello is playing. Who'd have thought? So here he goes. Sees the gap. There he goes. God, he's
already gone a meter by the time he paused there.
Yeah. And then he's through steps 1, steps 2. So that's 2 defenders. Now, should he pass to Dane Blacker here?
Okay. When I obviously you've posted this, and obviously you've said the Sharks 8. I'm thinking he's waiting for the 8 to turn his head. But by that point, Blacker's already out, and then the rest is history.
Because I think Hooker here, Ethan Hooker, has got Blacker covered. I think that's why he doesn't pass.
Yeah. I mean, whoever the 8 is, I do think he's just waiting for Dane to be clean and free, from him at least. As we keep going on...
Sharks 8 is Pepsi Buthelezi, which I did know when I wrote the tweet. It's just that I don't know how to spell Buthelezi, and I couldn't be bothered to look it up.
Buff, E-L, E-Z-I?
I can spell Pepsi. But I figured if I put in the tweet because Pepsi gets him, no one would know what I was on about. Anyway, carrying on.
Yeah.
He steps another man. So he's beaten 3 defenders in this run alone. He's got Marnus on his shoulder, and then Pepsi Buthelezi just gets back and knocks the ball down. So it's not a knock on from Sammy. Pepsi Buthelezi intercepts kind of the pass and knocks it down, which he's allowed to do because he goes backwards.
Yeah, I mean, I can understand, Sammy's thinking and going to Marnus but he's a fly half. His periphery should be awesome. As he's turning his head, surely he can see what's coming up behind him, because he's not exactly straight behind.
God
He's like
bless
on an
Jake
angle.
Ball, who gets left for absolute dead by everybody.
Yeah, but yeah, obviously hindsight's a bitch. Obviously kept possession would have been better.
Then
But
there's
it was.
Okay, next one. This is a set move. Now, this is very nearly one of the best set moves that we've done in a long time. So it's quite complicated. There's quite a lot goes on. One of those little tip passes. They set up another ruck, but a really fast ball. Lousy Plumtree. If this ball goes to hands, Joe Roberts is away.
I honestly think this was a penalty by you, because I thought that that is, but what's his name, the former Lions winger, isn't it?
Edward van der
Or
Merwe.
fullback, whatever you want to call him. I think he's taken Joe before he can get to the ball here. I think that's why the knock on happened.
Absolutely remonstrates with the referee, saying that he's been tackled early. To be fair, I think a lot of the Scarlets boys lost their head with the referee a bit in the second half. Even Sammy was shouting at him. So, yeah, that's what isn't in this clip is that the next shot is up at Dwayne Peel in the coach's box, and he goes absolutely mental.
Was that a fist on the table moment, or was that a different one?
Might be, but he's shouting. So this
the thing is, we're seeing these angles of Dwayne now, and he's more animated. I like seeing that. Whether or not the players see it, pre, post game, halftime, whatever, I want to see him animated in that coach's box.
Yeah.
I like seeing, because he doesn't give away a lot of emotion when he speaks.
Yeah.
He really doesn't, unfortunately. So it's nice to see that.
Yeah. Next one, the Maul. So this is the one.
I don't want to look at this.
So what? Come on. What do you think's gone wrong here? Firstly, what's gone right?
Dan Davis got the ball. That's what's gone wrong. Why would you try?
If that is so, okay. Phrase it another way. If that's Josh McLeod, does he score?
If that's Josh McLeod, he's not in that situation. He's positioned himself differently. You can see we sort of split to the side, and obviously the ball's gone back to Dan, but there, obviously. I mean, I don't know why the ref isn't calling players to move at that point, because obviously they'd come all the way around the side. You can, even though your head is mauling forward, you can still notice which players are around you. I don't know why you would keep powering forward when you know at least 2 of them are by you, and it turns out to be 3 or 4. Then it's just bad decision making, just really bad. I mean, and obviously you can see the line as well, so you know where you are, and if before that point you're not getting that ball down, Dan knows that ball is not going down before he gets over the try line, so he should be doing everything he can to get down before it. I've been in those moments, rightly or wrongly, a few times, and you know where you are. If you've got that ball, you know where you are. It's as simple as that. Okay. And for him to make that decision to just keep going, it pisses me off.
Okay, all right then. So, next one, 65 minutes. This is Sam at the bottom of a ruck here. He's just had another bit of a run, keeping the line guessing. Blair Murray comes in to play first receiver. Again, is it Cuxon or Groves who started?
Cuxon, but there.
Cuxon.
He just went through the team sheet.
Sorry, I forgot. I can't remember. So he played well, is what I was about to say. Blair, lovely pass over to Tommy Rog. Now the Lions are in a world of pain. Tommy Rog keeps going, gets an offload, brilliant offloads to Jared Taylor, and then just 3 Sharks players just pick up Dane Blacker. Just pick him up.
I mean, I know it doesn't matter how the player is as long as you bring him down safely, but I'd like to know how it's written in the laws for that one. I'm not going to do it, so I'm going to leave that to you to read it because I'm way too busy to be doing stuff like that. But no,
Okay.
it was great. It was great entertainment, and obviously seeing Dane up like that, it was a laugh, but it was obviously like no. At the same time, that's a bonus point. That's
It was a
worth
big
2
chance,
points.
though. Big chance. So we card
Yeah.
them open, basically. And then last one, great vision by Sam Costello. You could see him call it. See, he's come up there. Archie, lovely dink over. Perfect execution. You think this is going to bounce over Sam, but he gets it. He gets it, and then he puts the boot on ball. This is 78, we'll call it 78 minutes on the clock. Everybody is completely done at this point. Everybody is absolutely gassed. He puts the ball on it, puts his foot on the ball.
Touches the hand.
Sammy is absolutely convinced that the Sharks player touches this, and you can see he turns to the referee. I think it's in a different clip actually, but he goes straight to the linesman saying, he's touched that, he's touched that, he's touched that. Now, to be fair, if he hadn't touched it, where's that ball going? I've got no idea. But at the end of the day, it's too long. The Shark ground it, and then that's the end of the game. So basically, what we've learned is there are signs. And there were signs in the first game against Munster as well. It's just frustrating that we're back looking for signs, having found the way previously.
Okay. Now, I accidentally said this to you last week because obviously we were coming into round 5 of the URC. But, we've been 0-4 before, and we've gone on to great things. So, whilst it isn't panic stations, and I hate that word anyway, especially this early in the season, the signs are there, and we're more or less back to a full complement so long as nothing happens between now and Glasgow when Bristol Bears come in the Champions Cup.
Yeah.
We've got, what was it, Elias, Eddie, McLeod. I'm sure there's more, all due to be back for that Glasgow game, which I'm hoping they're back for Harlequins the week before, which,
oh yeah,
yay! Tickets for that have gone on sale now to the public, so whoop whoop.
Mm-hmm. So yeah, that's pretty much all I got to say about that.
Okay, that's all he's got to say about that. I gotta skip back to our bloody WhatsApp to see what the agenda you put on. Scarlets with Wales or Community? What one should we do first?
I believe I put them in a specific order.
Okay, it's time for the greatest segment.
I'm going to talk during this because I actually saw one of the games
podcast.
that you can be bothered to watch.
One sec, I'm not sharing the screen right now. I'm going to put this hand up, and I want you to count how many fingers I have by here.
5.
How many kids have I got, Bat? I got to deal with them day in, day out. Christ, the oldest one's bloody not even ready to leave home yet. She's only 16. Christ. And she got a boyfriend as well. I actually like the guy as well. I'm annoyed with myself.
Oh dear.
I know. It's not good. It's not good. Da-da-da-da. It's time for the greatest ever segment of the Sosbans and Sidesteps podcast. The community update. Yay, which now includes the women's game. I don't know. I don't know my voice sounds like. Probably sounds shit. Okay, so we will start off in the SRC, and Huw will take us through everything about this first game, which is Llandovery at home to Bridgend. So can you name me all the players there that turned out for us, buddy?
Gabe Hawley, Tian Sparrow. TL. I know that we had Tommy Lewis. Yeah, there we go. Tommy Lewis. Jack Davis was also there, and then on the bench we had.
He's got. You best not be looking this up.
It's on the screen. You put it on the screen, Josh.
Yeah, but no one else can see anything, so you could be on your phone looking at Drover's team sheet now.
Just not Jack Price because he's injured, but something Price.
Nope.
Jack Pritchard.
Goodbye.
KJ.
It's not Kirsty Jane.
Is the J for Jones?
Of course.
Kieran Jones?
Kai, come
Kai
on.
Jones.
Kai Jones. Your favourite centre in the world, are you?
Griff Watkin. He came on. Don't think he touched the ball.
Oh,
And Steph Jack Jones.
well done, my friend. Absolutely well done. Keep it
And
going. Keep it going.
yeah, so the Drovers were, I think, were on top for the whole of the game. It was a very eventful game. A lot of cars. The referee was having none of it. None of this rugby luck. He actually, I mean, are you worried about spoilers?
Nah, I know the result. I'm all right.
Okay, there was actually a red card for Bridgend for a homophobic slur.
I've definitely got to watch this game now. What the? Do we?
Yeah.
We've said a few profanities, haven't we?
I don't think we've used the F word yet.
Ah, fuck it. What the fuck? Like, how do you do that? I mean, Jesus. Against who?
I don't know, but the referee just calls the Bridgend player over and goes, "What you've just said can be interpreted as a homophobic slur. You're gone."
Wow, maybe it was the ref. Would you know who it was?
No.
Okay, shall I just list off the Bridgend team
Bridgend.
sheet for you?
You could read all of them. I wouldn't know who it was. It was a
Forward or forward? Okay. Do you remember what number he was wearing?
No, I don't. No, I don't.
Oh, come on, details,
You
details.
watch the game. But okay,
I
so
will before the SRC pod.
The Drovers were pretty much on top for the whole game. I think that they were superior in most facets. T and Sparrow got 2 tries. Did Jack Davis get a try or Tommy Lewis got a try?
Oh, bear with me. It'd be in my plan. Tommy Lewis. T and Sparrow got 2 tries.
Yeah.
Someone's messed up by you. Not happy.
I'm sure he did. But I think T and Sparrow got concussed in this game because there was one in the second half. He was chasing a kick and he was a bit ginger.
You texted me at that time, didn't you?
Yeah, but he stayed on. By the way, T and Sparrow, I swear he was only small when he was playing for the under-18s. He's a great big lump now.
1 sec. Have I got his actual details? I might do, actually. No promises. TN.
Anyway, from this point...
He's 6 foot, let's say. 5'11".
So he's chasing after a ball and he goes back a bit gingerly, and one of the Drovers medics obviously notices it and talks to him. But from then on in the game, he just wasn't right. I think he fell off every tackle. Every time he carried the ball, he dropped it, and he just wasn't running around looking right. So I think he was concussed. He didn't look right at all to me. Maybe it was some other kind of injury, but he was absolutely playing the house down up until that point, and after that, completely fell off a cliff. Apart from that, yeah, just a good solid 35-17 win for the Drovers.
And it has to be noted, this was their first 6-point win of the season. So about damn time, Drovers. About damn time. I'm going to let you take off the team sheet for Carmarthen Quinn's travels to Dunvant.
Was this? I've got to guess the players again. I'm pretty sure I'll get most of these.
You should do. You might not get 2.
Why?
Because of Aspet, that's why.
Isaac Young.
Yay, there he is.
Ellis Price?
Yes. Now, this might confuse you because I've gone with numbers rather than positions. So, TW is a winger.
Thomas Williams.
Good boy. That's the first one done.
Gabe McDonald.
Good. Now, this one hasn't popped up yet. And it's not Scott Williams.
Does the W stand for Williams?
Of course it does.
Steph Williams.
No. Closer.
Sean Williams.
You kick yourself because you know this boy and you even mentioned him as being name drop by Peel.
Sam Williams.
Good boy. That's it. And the Carwyn
Leggett-Jones.
The king of kings to come, Carwyn Leggett-Jones.
Is Carwyn Leggett-Jones undefeated in Carmarthen Quinn's colours?
Bear with me. I think he might well be.
By the way,
Quinn's Quins.
The normal
No.
person who does the score updates on socials for Carmarthen Quins, I think, was off.
Leave them be.
And
Just leave them be.
so Carmarthen Quins are just tweeting, "We've scored."
Okay. So I can tell you that Karen Legger-Jones is undefeated when he starts for Quins. And he's undefeated when playing on the bench against Swansea.
Okay.
Well,
Is it a good
he
result?
should.
17-14 away at Swansea?
Yeah, Swansea have been awesome this season. Massive revelation under Jonathan Thomas. We saw a lot of good work being done by Huw Gustafson last year. Another one of
Is that Jonathan Thomas who used to coach Worcester?
Yep.
Okay. Well, you would hope that they would make big improvements then if they've had a Premiership level coach.
You say Scott Baldwin and Bridgend. I hope these boys don't bloody listen. Well, obviously, I don't have John's number yet, but Scott, I speak with Scott a little bit on the SRC stuff, so I hope he don't listen to this. But yeah, Bridgend haven't exactly, blown up in the last season and a bit. He's been there, so doesn't always make out, unfortunately.
Yeah.
But yeah,
anyway, good win for the Quins.
Really good win for them. This was 3rd v 4th, and the way Swansea have been playing this season, Newport, obviously Quins beat them as well. Swansea done a double overrun. They a bit of a poor start, but they've just gone to become the first team to beat Ebbw Vale this season, and the champions for a reason. So, Swansea have improved massively. They've got a brilliant fullback in Lewis Edwards. We played a few games last season. He's now first full season. He is one to keep an eye on. He'll definitely be with the 20s. He is. He's a big boy as well. He's that big fullback. If you listen to the SRC pod,
okay.
You already know who he is, to be honest. But brilliant win for Quins, and it was a lovely 1-2-3 for that final try towards the end of the game. A nice swooping run and pass by Karen Legger-Jones. Thomas Williams, he's got that ball. He can see Gabe. What's he going to do? Puts a lovely kick through, and Gabe, with hands of a god, picks up that ball and crosses for a beautiful try. That's 3 tries in 3 games for Gabe McDonald.
Woohoo! Fantastic.
Boy is looking good. Okay, games for this week.
So just backtracking a second, back to the Drovers. I think I'm ready to see Tommy Lewis back in the starting Scarlets team, and maybe Ellis Mee has a little spell out of the team.
You think?
That's how I'm feeling. I'm just being honest with you, Martin.
A spell out of the team depends how you take it. We know the Blair and Tommy Rod, we have to say. Too many Tommies. And we got Thomas Williams coming. Is he going to be a Tommy too? Oh.
No, he'd be Tommy 3.
Tommy 3. Oh, I like that's a good name. Tommy 3.
Yeah.
Okay, that's his name to the fans. For the fans. Blair and Tommy Rod deliver the goods every time, no matter the break. So they seem to be these players that don't need warming up. So, it might be an idea. Give Ellis, obviously he's going to have to play in the Glasgow game. So obviously it'll be him, Tommy Lewis, and I hope to God it's Jack Davis, because he deserves a shout at fullback. He deserves more than a shout, to be honest, at this point. But there we go. I'd probably let Ellis have the Champions Cup weeks off, and then see how he is coming back. So I wouldn't be putting him on the sidelines for long.
No. I'm not saying drop his ass. I'm saying change it up.
Yeah. I mean, there's rotation for a reason. Like, if it obviously not at this point, because we're into a nice big.
Tommy Lewis is too good to be just an SRC player.
Tommy Lewis is on form. He is up there. He really, really is. He's more than Champions Cup standard player.
That doesn't make any sense, but okay.
No, I'm making.
He's good.
I'm making my point about the 6. Bugger off. But going back too early. Okay, games for this week. Drovers travel to Cardiff. That's a big game for this weekend. and Quins then host RGC. So this was meant to be the cut-off week before everyone takes a break for the autumn internationals. Still, me and the boys on the SRC pod, we don't understand it. There are some Wales under-19s games coming up soon.
I don't understand. The SRC taking a break during the internationals for Wales makes no sense.
This is when they should be playing. This is when we should be getting more drop-down guys.
Yeah, this is when exactly the regional players should be dropping down. But
the one good thing I can tell you is Quinn's game away to Aberavon has been brought forward for the following week. So happy days is still an extra game. I mean, they still get the same break, but they at least play an extra game in this block, which can only be good. We don't know how long this form is going to last. Who am I kidding? It's lasting all season. Quinn's for the title. Bugger the Drovers. Okay. Into the Premiership, and it was Cup week, as we all know. Llanelli Wanderers winning 28-22 against Ystrad Rhondda. Powerful result, really good there. Normal league action this Saturday. Llangennech travelling to Cardiff Met. Llanelli Wanderers at home to Bargoed, and Narberth making the daunting trip to Merthyr. That's a test to see where they are this season. In the Championship Cup, Aberystwyth going down 8-29 at home against Bridgend Athletic. Ammanford 24-11 winners away to Gowerton, and Newcastle Emlyn winning the Rap Podcast Derby 24-16 against Abertillery. On to the next round of the Cup we go, boys. Ammanford, Newcastle Emlyn flying the flag in the Championship. West fixtures for this week: Ammanford against Aberystwyth, Crymych hosting Gosainan, and Newcastle Emlyn's turn to play at Dunvant. Division 1 Cup, St Clair's went down 32-12 away to Blackwood. Buryport just losing out 30-41 at home to Dowlais. Hendy, our first winners of the Cup, and conveniently against another one of our teams, 40-26 away to Kidwelly. Lampeter winning 34-12 against Llangefni, and Tenby travelling up north against Wrexham and bring home the spoils, 19-21. So that leaves Hendy, Lampeter, and Tenby, our last ones in there. One West fixtures, we got Buryport at home to Swansea Uplands, Lampeter at home to Hendy, Wellinvoll travelling to Larne, St Clair's at home to Tenby, and Kidwelly travelling to Wynarlive. Let's go down the page. We're in the Division 2 Cup, and this is where we start seeing some walkovers, which I'm very disappointed about, because nobody likes a walkover.
A bunch of these I read.
A bit of that? What did you say?
Walkovers. There was a lot this weekend, apparently.
Yes. Poor. We had a postponement as well, which we will come to. Aberaeron walking over Croes Ceiliog. Brynaman 60-17 away to Cardiff Quins. Really disappointing result, that is. Really disappointing. Carmarthen Athletic losing 3-22 at home to Neath Athletic. Fishguard 17-13 winners at home against Bryncethin. Nancaredig conceding a walkover to Morriston. Betters conceding one to Pontedilais. And Whitland conceding to Wattstown. So that does leave Aberaeron and Fishguard as our only contenders in the Division 2 Cup. We're all with you, boys. We're all with you. 2 West, Aberaeron at home to Whitland. Fishguard travelling to Carmarthen Athletic. Betters away to Nancaredig. To Croes travelling to Penclouth. And the one fixture we don't really care about, Pontedilais hosting Lacha. 2 West Central, Brynaman host Pencord. Come on, Greens, get back into it. You can do it. Division 3 Cup, Amman United 16-21 losers at home to Nantyglow. Grandivaith winning 24-17 against Cardigan. Oh no. Llandailo 21-18 winners at home against Fairwater. Yay! Who's New Dock Stars? 23-13 winners against Gwynedd.
Sorry for traveling.
Sorry for traveling down, boys. I hope they put on a show. That's all I can say. You're traveling that far. What can I say? Neyland got the walkover over Machynlleth, and Tumble the same over Canton. So that does leave Llandailo, New Dock Stars. Who's New Dock Stars? Gotta remember that one. Neyland and Tumble in this competition. We're looking strong, especially with Who's New Dock Stars. 3 West, Amman United at home against Trimsar, and Cardigan travelling to Milford. Narberth at home to Harford West. Llandailo travelling to Who's New Dock Stars. Way too many times this podcast. Apologies, people. And Neyland at home to Tumble. Division 4 Cup. Over 2 little segments per year, so sorry if it's tricky to read. Furness losing 43-36 away to Oakdale. Pennybank 30-23 winners away to Ogmore Vale. Pantavanna winning 21-14 at home to Treaty Ironsides. Pontevedra 44-5 winners at Pembroke. Pontiac 36-19 winners against Tyrell Trimech. Pontecama and Llangadog was postponed due to a waterlogged pitch, to be rearranged, of course. Tenby Athletic 38-7 winners over Britain Ferry. Newcastle Emlyn Draghi winning 2013 away to Tregaron. And Kev Nathan conceding a walkover to Whitehead. Quite a few teams still going in this 4 Cup. I'm not naming them all. There's way too many. 4 West A fixtures this week. Furnace travelling to... No, I haven't done them. Oh my God, I haven't done the fixtures. I apologise, people. I am so useless. Look at that. Look at that huge section over there. I haven't bothered doing. Delete it all. 4 West A and 4 West B. My sincerest of apologies. I've forgotten to do your fixtures. I thought I'd done them for some reason. Okay. The women's game. Premiership fixtures for this week. Buddyport are travelling to Llandaff North. In the Championship, the only fixture to go ahead that I'm aware of was Lambert winning 28-24 away to Llanwyd Vardra. Hertford West and Whitland both had games. Haven't seen anything of why they were called off, or if they were played, the scores haven't been put up on All Wales Sport. Fixtures this week: Lambert against Hertford West, nice good one. West Wales League: Newcastle Emlyn Ladies at home to Morriston and Pembroke at home to Christ. I do have to make an apology because I believe it was last week or the week before I said there was no games for the ladies. There was actually the Women's Cup, which I will catch up with. Do apologise. And there was a bit of news coming out of Newcastle Emlyn because 2 sets of twins took to the field for the ladies quite recently. You know, there's been loads of brothers, you know, loads of twins, you know, playing the sport, but 2 sets of twins in the same 15, you know. Well done, ladies. Well done, ladies. Into the younger generation now. So, as I already stated last week, the Dewar Bowl West competition has come to an end. Now we're into the Shield West. And Mynydd winning 28-7 against Carmarthen. And Llanelli winning 26-10 at home against Ceredigion. The 1 round of fixtures left, and it's not until the 21st of November as it stands, which is Llanelli away to Bridgend and Ceredigion hosting Mynydd Mawr. So, in the Shield West, all it will take now is Llanelli beating Bridgend, and Bridgend picking up 0 points. And I believe it's Llanelli, Mynydd Mawr, and Ceredigion will finish 1, 2, and 3 in the Shield West group, which will be brilliant going forward for the knockout stage of the competition. And that brings us to an end of the community game.
One extra thing.
What?
Brisbane Thunder are back.
They're not playing yet.
I know, but it has been announced in the last week, the Celtic Challenge fixture. So Brisbane Thunder are back for their 3rd season.
They were supposed to be dead.
Yeah, they're supposed to be dead. The WRU tried to offload the Celtic Challenge teams that they never tried to have in the first place, but they keep trying to claim a big strategic part of the WRU's plan is the Celtic Challenge teams, even though they never wanted them in the first place. They tried to offload them to the regions. The Scarlets, my understanding is, did bid to take over running Brisbane Thunder, but that whole thing got canned because of all the drama that we started off talking about in the beginning of the episode. But Brisbane Thunder shall be back, and their first game is against Glasgow at Parky Scarlets on the 20th of December. And Glasgow, so far in this competition, have been one of the weaker sides, so it's a great opportunity to start the season with a win.
Yes. One last note on the community setup as well. I do normally talk about the youth teams as well. The Youth Cup was the Youth Cup Plate Bowl Shield was in action this past weekend. I will get to them in the later round. Like the community section, it does overrun a fair bit, to be fair, guys. And, we need a breather, and I think you guys need a break from it sometimes too. So we'll get to them around the quarterfinal stage. And on to our last bit of the podcast, which Huw wanted to do last for a reason, and there best be a good reason, is time for celebration. Because only 4 players can get crocked this next month. Amazing. Only 4. I'm so happy, even though 3 of them are incredibly important players for us, and the other one is Joe Hawkins.
Yeah, so 3 talking points from a Scarlet's point of view for me. Also, the WRU, just as an aside, has started putting out all of the It's Wales time on social media, and I've never felt more disconnected from Team Wales in my life. I'm like,
You haven't been involved long enough, mate.
I'm like,
Honestly.
cool. How nice for you. You do remember that we all hate you at the moment, right?
At the moment,
Um,
Jesus, but you haven't been involved that long.
so there's that. So obviously the Scarlets players, I don't think have gotten back from South Africa yet. So all of the social stuff they've been posting, even our 4 players haven't been in there. So it's like, oh, okay, some other blokes, nice. Um, the Joe Hawkins is interesting because at no point during his career has he been first choice at a region, but he has regularly been in the Wales squad. And
First choice.
when he's not been in the Wales squad, people are going, "We need to get Joe Hawkins back." But at no point in his club career, I don't think even at Exeter he was first
He's
choice.
barely played for Exeter. I
So
mean,
it's weird. But I can see kind of what they're doing. If Ben Thomas is like plan A at 12, then I can see how Joe Hawkins is like another option there. So I can understand it. Um, there is no planet on which Joe Roberts is not in the top, at least in the top 2 centres in Wales. So for him to not be in the squad is ridiculous.
yeah, but you got to look at the squad, and you're there going, there is only one out and out 13 in the squad, and it's a 21-year-old that barely plays for Bath. You know that Max Llewellyn, he's a 12 that can play 13. He can play wing as well, which good for him.
At club
And
level.
Nick Tompkins, again, he
How are we
bounces
back on
around.
Nip Tompkins? Have we just all got selective memories? Can anyone find me? I'll £10 to the person who can find me a positive review of a Nick Tompkins performance in a Wales jersey from the last 2 years.
As he played in the last 2 years. That's not very nice. It's like, I don't think he's played.
No, he has. He went to the 2023 World Cup.
Christ, it's still within that time frame. Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
I mean, obviously, Mason Grady was hailed as the golden boy when Joe Roberts should have been really getting his bloody first minutes in. But, we can forgive that.
We're
We
just
can forgive that.
crowbarring athletes into positions that they don't
I wouldn't be surprised to
fit
see
in.
Joe Adams back at 13. I really wouldn't. That's how bad it is right now. I mean,
So yeah, so there's no planet on which Joe Roberts is not deserving. Louis Hennessy, I thought he was good. I actually thought that Bryn Bradley was better for Wales under 20s than Louis Hennessy was, but I guess Bryn Bradley hasn't been getting the opportunities at Harlequins.
neither is Lewis Hensey at Bath. Like,
Yeah.
one Prem game.
I mean,
One.
Archie Griffin's back in this squad. What can you say? But
Kieran Azarati's in the squad. I mean, I know we're low on tight end, and Cardiff fans can disagree with me if you want. He's lucky to be in the Cardiff 23. Honestly, Sebastian and Sam Wainwright are both better scrummagers than he is. I'm sorry.
so,
Like,
but
it just is.
sticking to Scarlets, Joe Roberts is definitely deserves to be in it. Joe Roberts is better than Louis Hennessy at this moment in time, and the moment in time that we're in is this one.
Okay, let's have a look. Who? I mean,
And then
they could shoehorn Beetham in at 13, but
Beetham is like,
no one even knows his position. He plays it. He's a utility player again.
I don't understand. I don't understand why Beetham's in there. I'm not sure
Like,
if this is the answer. What is the question? Type situation. And then finally, no one's going to be shocked at me saying this. Memeing myself here, but I'm just going to tell you how it is. The fly halves that they have selected are not better than Sam Costello, and everyone's about to learn that the hard way.
like, don't get me wrong. I fully agree with Dan Edwards being in there. I can understand Jared Evans being in there, but Callum Sheedy, doesn't matter how good you play at club level. He has proven repeatedly that he's not up to international standard, and I think he's been brilliant for Cardiff. Like, I really do.
I think he's benefited from a few highlights reels. To be honest, when I've
Wait, he
watched him,
always does.
he's got still things that I'm like, oh, okay, maybe not.
Yeah, but brilliant for Cardiff. That's like being better than Huw and Lloyd. That's the standard we're at. You know what I mean? I mean, has Huw and Lloyd picked up man of the match for them?
No.
Oh, I must have had a nightmare or something.
I don't think so.
But yeah, I mean the Ben Thomas at 10 debate as well. I mean, Jesus, nightmares. But yeah, I don't know what they've been watching. They've been at games. What have they been watching? What have they been watching? It's as simple as that. I mean, Kieran Hardy. I know I don't know him personally, but I've met the guy a good few times. I don't understand. It's a lack of 9 options really. That's got to be it, because I don't. He didn't cover himself in glory out in Japan, and it's not exactly been up to scratch this season either. I mean, I'm not. There's like, obviously the back three scares me. Like, if I'm looking at this as an opposition, a back three of any combination of Adams, Zamet, Rogers, Murray, that's scary. You know what all of them can do. They can all They can all do moments like that. But literally outside of that, there's absolutely nothing. There really is nothing that makes me worried. Yeah, Thomas can be all right, but he needs backs around him to bring into the game. There's doing it on your own because you got defenders focused on other players, and then there's doing it on your own with everyone's eyes on you. You know what I mean? It's two completely different things. But yeah,
Second row's one for me.
second row. I'm trying
Second
to go through
row.
it.
The second row is
yeah.
just players we have seen not be good enough, but there's no one else.
Rhys Davis. I wouldn't mind seeing Rhys Davis given a shout. James
What's he
Fender.
done?
He plays well.
What have the Rhys Davis and James Fender? What have they actually done?
Played rugby in a
They just
pack that goes
exist.
forward. Played rugby in a pack that goes forward. That's generally enough for us. David Jenkins.
I like Dav Jenkins.
He's a great player.
If I was picking Wales captain, if Dav Jenkins played in Wales, I would have him as Wales captain.
Yeah, I can see it. Like, Dav, he's another one that's in that conversation that we were talking about earlier with us looking at second rows.
I wanted us to sign Dav Jenkins.
I'd like for us to sign him, but again, he's not quite that type that we need. Who else is in there? Is that Freddie Thomas? Yeah, shit. Teddy Williams has really crocked us a bit, haven't he?
Yeah, I probably, if it was me, I'd probably be looking at Teddy Williams and Dav Jenkins with Ben Carter.
But Teddy's broke, isn't he?
Yeah, no, that's what I'm saying.
That's
I think they're going to start Adam Beard.
Adam Beard. Oh, I didn't even notice him. Wow. It's like when he's normally on the pitch. Hey, I did something funny. No, I can't believe I missed Beard today. He hasn't been playing though in Wales, obviously. Yeah. Yeah, I can see Beard and Jenkins. That is not a combination that's going to work. That's really not going to work. Shit. Well, I got TNT Sports. I can watch other games.
The first game's on a Sunday. We know how much Welsh fans love that.
I know. Oh, that was actually in the bloody what's it called? That survey shit they have used. Are you in there? The voice. I can't remember what it's called now. It is something. They send you an email saying, "Can you do this survey for the WIU?"
No,
it's funny. Oh, why are you not going to these games? Well, first, it's on a Sunday. Secondly, we're shit. We got a.
Okay. I think we've gone to the point of the podcast where we start rambling.
Yeah, so obviously,
this might be a long one. We might have been going for nearly an hour and a half at this point.
Oh, not an hour and a half, surely. I think we were rambling at least for 15 minutes before we even started. So we got Tane Plumtree as our only forward. Please, for the love of God, just Tandy, go experimental.
There seems to be this thing in Wales at the moment where we'd rather have players who don't really do anything and so don't do anything wrong, rather than have players who try and do things and so some of them don't work. And in Sam Costello and Tane Plumtree, it's two players who try to make a difference to the rugby match that they are playing in, and sometimes it goes wrong. And they get no end of stick for it. So people would rather have a player who does nothing and
I mean,
never
I
draws
did
any
this
headlines.
during this. Went through this with it doing the Six Nations when Tane got called up mid Six Nations. He will give away penalties. He's the type of player that he is. He makes those impacts, but you've got to give away those penalties. Like, you can pick out 3 or 4 forwards, and you can say, your penalty count you want under 10, under 8 if you're really, really good discipline wise, internationally, and you can go, we want the ball. That's what it should be. You're there to win the ball. You're there to win penalties, and blah blah. So, pick the few that you think can do it. Tane is definitely one that does it because he does it regularly, and Jack Morgan is one. He's learned to get on the right side of refs, but that comes with a bit more experience. And Tane is one of them players. He will push the limit. He gets pinged wrongly a lot of the time, which annoys the shit out of me. Because I know the only thing we're going to get, Tane give away a pen. Yeah, but look at it. Why was he penalised? Nobody can give you a correct answer. Because there wasn't an infringement in the bloody first place half the time. So yeah, Tane, Joe. Do we think Joe Hawkins is actually going to play?
I can see it. If they go 6-2, I think he'll be on the. There's a good chance he'll be on the bench. I think they'll give him a go. I don't think they called him up to hold tackle bags.
You never know. Like, obviously they picked 310, so there's no chance he's playing as a 10.
No, that's true. Actually, good point. I hadn't thought of that. So he's definitely playing as a 12. Who's
So
it?
then,
Oh yeah. God, what a weird selection of fly halves.
So it's Blair Murray, Tom Rogers, and another, most likely Zamet. We thinking that?
I think if they go 5-3 on the bench, I can see of the three of them, I would rather have Blair on the bench and then start Tommy, Josh, and Zamet, and I don't care who wears what jersey, to be honest.
I don't see. I haven't seen enough of Zamet at fullback, to be honest. Happy with Rogers or Adams. I've seen
I would
plenty of
say the
them.
one who out of those, this might be a bit controversial, but I would say the one out of those four that has to start is Tommy Rog.
Yeah, just his aerial work, especially off kickoffs, is desperately needed. This should be a case of, like I just said, we need the ball. They can't score without the ball. We need the ball to score. It should be a case of get as much possession as absolutely possible and try try things. I mean, I'm not exactly happy that we go in the Cardiff attack way forward, but again, it's where we are. You can't do much about it. Quite reserved, which I don't normally am about Welsh squads. Christ, it's been a long time since I've played properly. And I mean you're probably talking over a decade. But there we go. Before you knew what the Scarlets were.
Anyway, I think we should probably end it there, Mark.
Yeah, that's it. Okay, so Scarlets getting better. Wales still shit. Only 4 players possibly getting crocked. It's going to be a good November. Remember, Quins and Drovers, they're still playing. So, I can't remember. Quins are home. Go Carmarthen Park. It's a nice place.
Is this going to be our last pod for a while because Scots aren't playing?
Oh, I haven't thought about that.
Maybe if there's news, we'll come back. If not, we'll probably be back maybe at least after the Harlequins game, maybe the week before the Harlequins game.
After the Quins game. So I don't think I'm going to be able to stop with the SRC pod just because they've brought so many bloody games forward. I mean, why? Stick them in the weekends they were meant to be played. Or the Thursday, as it is. Okay. Thank you for listening to this aggravatingly long podcast with a lot of rambles, a lot of nonsense, as we do. Like, share, subscribe, hype if you're on YouTube. Is that still a thing, hype?
Yep.
Do we know what it does yet?
It hypes.
It hypes. I think more people must have been pressing hype because obviously the Scarlets have gotten better. So I think it's the more you hype this video, the better the Scarlets get. Like, even if you just watch it back every hour and a half and just press hype when it pops up, it makes us better. Here we go. Thank you for watching. Watching. I hope you've been watching as well. Yeah. like, share, subscribe. Thank you for being with us. We will see you very, very well. You hear from us very, very soon. Huw, enjoy your break from me. I'm going to enjoy my break from you. Get wedding planning, but get wedding planning.
Oh yeah.
No star,
Bye.
everybody. Bye.